Hi, my name is Hasnain and today we're going to learn about VAT, also known as value added tax. Why do businesses charge VAT and what's the concept behind VAT? I'll explain all of this in my video, so keep on watching. Let's go. VAT is an indirect tax paid to the government and is applied to products and services whenever value is added to them within the supply chain. Now let's break that definition into more simpler and basic words. So VAT is an indirect tax. What is an indirect tax? Indirect tax is taxes that's paid on products and goods and services in comparison to a direct tax which is paid upon the level of income. So that would mean VAT is more of a consumption tax. It's based on the level of consumption. The more products you consume, the more tax you will pay. That's known as an indirect tax. It's a form of revenue for governments to earn from the public. That's how governments are run. Now, the second part of the definition was value is added within the supply chain. What does that mean? I'm going to take you to an example and try and explain this further. It would make more sense. But before I do that, I want to take you back to some general points about VAT. VAT in the UK is not compulsory for all businesses. You only have to register for VAT if your turnover is more than £85,000. You can voluntarily register for VAT and there are some benefits to that. Once you have legally registered for VAT, you are known as a VAT registered business, and then you will have to charge VAT and you can also reclaim VAT. In the example I'm going to give you, I will take the assumption that all entities involved within the supply chain are VAT registered businesses. Okay, so in the example, we're going to take a business that's selling chairs. The VAT is going to be 20%. VAT is calculated by multiplying the selling price with the VAT percentage. That gives you a VAT amount. In this video, it's going to be quite basic, but I will be making another detailed video on how it's calculated. So we've got a supply chain with a manufacturer, a retailer, and the customer. As mentioned, anywhere in the supply chain, if value is added to the process, the government has said to charge VAT. The government over here being HMRC, which is the tax authority in the UK. So the manufacturer says that I'm going to be selling the chair for £50. We need to add VAT on top of that. How is VAT calculated? Multiply it by 20%. That gives us £10. So the total cost would be £60. So the manufacturer will sell the chair for £60 to the retailer. But be careful, that also includes £10 VAT, right? Because the manufacturer added value, so it had to charge VAT. Now that £10 does not belong to the manufacturer, that's VAT. So it needs to be paid to HMRC. The manufacturer in its VAT return will be paying that £10 over to the tax authority. It's a liability for the manufacturer. It does not keep it. Okay, so now the manufacturer has given the product further on in the supply chain to the retailer. The retailer would add value as well in the form of marketing, effort to sell, storing it in its units. So it's adding value to the process. What does it need to do? It needs to charge VAT on top of that. So whatever the selling price would be, it would charge VAT on top of that. The retailer says, I'm going to sell it for £100, adding a £50 profit. So we need to calculate VAT on top of that £100, which would be, again, 20%, would be £20. This gives us a total cost of £120, which the retailer will be selling it on to the public, the ultimate customer. Now, the customer will buy it for £120 from the retailer. Now, the retailer has added VAT, if you can see, right? Now, the VAT does not belong to the retailer. It needs to pay to the tax authority because it's a liability. If you see, there are two types of taxes, input tax and output tax. Input tax is mainly on your purchases and output tax is on your sales. So, in this scenario, what has happened? The retailer has already paid £10 in its input tax. And what is it charging to its customer? £20 as output tax, which is on your sales. You are allowed to net them off, and the retailer is allowed to pay the net amount over to HMRC. The net amount being £10. So the liability on the retailer over here would be only £10. And that would be fair because it's already paid £10 to the manufacturer in the process. So it should only pay an additional £10 in its VAT liability to HMRC. HMRC has now received a total VAT of £20 for this chair that has been sent through the supply chain. That's made up of the £10 that it got from the manufacturer and the £10 it got from the retailer. This is how the VAT concept works. So within that supply chain, wherever value was added, some tax was paid back to the government. Now the customer has bought the chair for £120. Over here there is one point you need to note, that because the customer would be an individual, it cannot reclaim VAT back, just like the retailer did claim £10 back and it only paid the net amount. So if it's an individual, you cannot reclaim VAT back. Apologies for my terrible handwriting over here, but yes, trying to explain. Okay, so another thing just to note over here, if you actually see within the supply chain, the manufacturer paid a proportion of the VAT when it sold it on to the retailer, and the retailer paid a proportion of the VAT back to the government when it sold it to the public. The overall price was 120. On that, the VAT was only £20 in total, and if you can see, the government has actually received a total of £20 as well. So logically it makes sense as well. It just received half of it from the retailer and half from the manufacturer. Okay, so I hope that example made it a bit more clear how VAT is charged from seller to seller within the supply chain, and ultimately it's borne by the consumer, which is us public. So if you are a business and you are VAT registered, it doesn't really make much difference to you because it's not a cost for yourself. You can reclaim the VAT that you've already paid, and the VAT that you collect from the public, you just have to pay to HMRC. So from a business point of view, being VAT registered doesn't really mean that it's more cost for you. The ultimate person that does end up paying the VAT is the public. They have to pay 20% more on every item. From the example, you've already understood that VAT paid to your manufacturer and VAT collected from your customer is netted off, and the net amount is given to HMRC, the tax authority. So it means the business has not really incurred any expenses from a VAT's point of view. But if the business is not VAT registered, it's incurred a VAT cost from its manufacturer who is VAT registered. So it has to pay the selling cost plus VAT as its purchase price. And then because it's not VAT registered, when it sells that product onto the public, it has to sell it without VAT. Do you get the point? It's bought it with VAT, but it sold it without VAT. Why? Because it was not VAT registered, and legally you're not allowed to charge VAT if you're not registered. If your business was not above the £85,000 threshold and you still wanted to reclaim the VAT back, you can register your business voluntarily for VAT. Okay, so a key point over here is any small businesses out there who are not VAT registered and your suppliers are VAT registered, when you're doing the pricing and the costing of your products and you're applying your profit margins, please do take into consideration the VAT that you've already paid to the supplier. Because you are not VAT registered, you can't reclaim that back. So that needs to be your cost, and then put your profit margins on top of that. So this was a really basic video about VAT. I will be making another detailed video about VAT, how it's calculated and how you can easily post the VAT journals in your software. Please do watch the next video if that's something of interest to you. And as always, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and see you in the next one.